first of all, that the various kinds of diet were there. But all those diets are more or less one aspect only. For example, meat-eating diet, that is emphasizing protein mainly, protein. But the protein is not necessary that to take from the animal quality. Vegetable quality protein also available, and some of them is superior than animal protein. And secondly, and those is meat eatings, they were, as you know, that they originally came from the area where plenty of vegetations not so available. And so they have the nomadic character, nomadic cultures for some thousand years. From there, based upon the beginning sprang up the meat eatings. But even the nomadic cultures, majority were eating the vegetable quality. And secondly, after we eat meat quality plenty, and also another aspect of meat eating is they emphasize the body constructions. Body definitely is majority is protein, but food is needed not only body for activities, for energies. All right, if we consume certain quantity of food, daily food, then generally speaking 1/8 or 1/7 are being used for the body construction, and the majority, the 6/7 or 7/8 are consumed for energy activity. And therefore, those energy activities for various things is naturally the carbohydrate is more easy to make energy activity. And so carbohydrate protein ratio to be again the 5:1 or to 10:1, average about 7:1 ratio. It should be that way. Okay? And also another reason is if we eat meat, then if we eat heavily meat, the meat is immediately start to become putrefying. And then in the intestines, meat become putrefying already beginning, and there in various kinds of putrefied the bacteria rise. As a result, the body odor becoming very bad, and also that our bowel movement becoming very smelly. At the same time, those animal food consumption is creating also high blood pressure and also condition of acid of the blood. So traditionally they know that. Therefore, if we eat some kind of meat, then we add plenty of vegetables or salad or horseradish or whatever to make balance somewhat. At present time, plenty of dessert consumption, sugar consumption is making balance, and Coca-Cola, soft drink, etc. also try to make balance, because the modern mind is increasingly eating meat. But after we eat meat plenty, then what happens? Cannot bear any longer in the meat consumption, meat eatings, and therefore they go opposite one. That is again, yang attracts yin. So opposite one is like salad eating, fruits eating, etc. They are vegetarians, fruitarians, the diet comes. And vegetarian, fruitarian diet, as you know, that are generally very hot climate originated. Meat eating generally, as you know, the cold climate animal food originated. Then cold climate type of food they got tired, then go opposite way to the hot climate food. Then they feel very good because it was so much heavy animal food consumption. And heavy, like cholesterol goes, heavy, the saturated fat deposit goes. So those raw fruits are temporary, the cleaning those things and making adjustment, making balance. And plenty of their carbohydrate is there. Okay? Then if we are continuing like that way, and if we are not living those hot climate, then because of raw vegetables and also fruits eatings, our health start to become deteriorate. Then we must again go back somewhat the more towards meat eatings. Then problem is that we must have the center. Where is the center? Then again, you see, Ed or Sadi said that like traditional one, and according to climate, with individual modification. So that is the present day heavy meat eatings. Then opposite one, reactionary diet, low vegetables and fruitarian there. And then eventually they should come back to the middle road. That is making cereal grain as a center. Then second is vegetable, third is other local fruits or beans and other local fruits and some small volume of animal quality like fish, etc. Allowable, fine. And like Bresserian's, the theory is very interesting. And again, Bresserian's theory is those things are again popular in hot climate.
What do you say, breatharian?
Bresserian. Hot climate.
Just breathing?
Breathing, yes. And in some cases that is possible. In some cases that is possible. But again, this is the dietary situation, dietary-wise, very in diet. This type of the way cannot sustain our health in the very cold climate. So very hot climate, some short period, like Bresserian type way of life, that can be done. And of course, that eventually our food volume should become less and less so-called food, solid type, liquid form. And more the air type of food we go, that is natural tendency. But it takes long human evolutionary process. Some, not only 10,000, 20,000 years scale, some millions of years scale. And then about the question of what Sally was answering. What was the question of that?
The question was why is fire?
That's right, fire. Right. You see that after mankind started to use, already some million years they have passed. And why mankind started to use fire? If we depend on raw vegetables, then as it is, we were staying the evolutionary stage like rabbit or other animals, etc., mammals, so forth, they are doing. But uniqueness is this. Even apes, they eat raw. But meanwhile, this entire Earth situation becoming colder and colder, although very long scale, some million years scale, but colder and colder. So among those species, who have gradually got that intelligence started to use the fire. And this fire, after we ate long time raw cereal grains, came up. Because by cereal grain eatings, wild raw cereal grain eatings, they became more intellectual way, more developed thinking power. Then among them, they started to use fire. And after they start to use fire, now they could change their food, their quality, as they wish. And by adaptation of cooking, they started to use cabbage, not as cabbage, but different type of cabbage. And when they like to use original form of cabbage, then they can use raw. But they can change again different way. And our eating is vegetable quality changed to the animal quality, animalizing. That means the yanization, making yan process. So by applying fire, this yan process is accelerated. So cooked food is definitely more digestible and definitely has advantage for the various digestions process. And besides, by cooking, we have our food substances, various atoms that are vibrations, so-called key flow in Oriental words, or electromagnetic activities become more active. As a result, when we eat that, then our key flow in our body or our spirituality in our body, activity in our body become more energetic. So cooked food eating and raw food eating, if you compare, it's so simple. Cooked food eating people are more active. And this fire adaptation became the beginning of human culture and human civilization.
I'd like to ask a question about, again, on the same subject, raw foods and cooked foods. Now, there are some theories that say that cooking food breaks down the vitamins more, and also the enzymes, which are very necessary in digestion. And what I'm wondering is if maybe fire isn't just that time element that is involved when we take the time to chew, because who really sits down and chews their food? I know that's a part of macrobiotic eating also, but if we just would take the time to chew, wouldn't you have the same kind of energy applied to the food which you get when you cook it and apply fire to it and break down the food so that it's as easily assimilated into your body without breaking down the vitamins and the enzymes? It's when are you losing something to gain something? That's my question.
I understand. You see that first of vitamins. There are many vitamins. Most vitamins, which is that the fragile, that means easy to be destroyed by heat application, is vitamin C. But people have a misunderstanding about vitamin C. They think that if we heat it, then vitamin C is destroyed. No, vitamin C is not destroyed unless we cook for 15 minutes or more at the boiling temperature. That means 100 centigrade degree. And so simple steaming or 2-3 minutes boiling vegetables, etc. Vitamin C is there. And many picklings, right? Many picklings also vitamin C is there. And secondly, that enzyme problems. Enzyme problem is, again, this enzyme problem is that in our saliva and various kinds of digestive juices, plenty of enzymes is there. As well as you said, while we are eating in the intestines, also many enzymes is there. And we don't need to worry about the food enzymes as such people is worrying about. Rather than that, our enzyme, this theory of enzymes is about, let's see, 20 years, 25 years more actively going on. And still this theory of enzyme is very immature. We have so many unknown aspects. And again, for this part, I like to recommend, rather than the worrying about the modern theory, that we should go more traditional way of eating, which is generally majority food to be cooked. Even Africa, even the India, as you see, that they are cooking majority of food, 70–80% of food they are cooking.
Well, now, wouldn't this cause an evolutionary change in our digestive system, which is probably complete in its ability to digest raw foods, since that was what early man did? The more cooked foods we eat, then the more our digestive system loses the capability of digesting raw foods. No?
If we eat raw foods, our digestive process and our digestive whole capacity doesn't work. It's very interesting. And more cooked food is more suitable for our digestive functions. This is scientifically can be proved. It's very easy.
Well, but now the same thing goes with
Many
eating
scientists agree.
Refined foods, for instance, raw white flour and white sugar. I mean, Americans have been eating this kind of food to such an extent that it rushes right. It's so refined that it rushes right into their systems. You know, it can really be digested very easily, but it's almost happening too fast. You know, so that it burns them out.
Yes, right. Again, chewing is very important, as you said, and also that the refined food is only one-sided food, not whole. The balanced nourishment is there.
I'd like to know what part herbs, both as medicines, such as ginseng and golden seal, and also natural herbs that are found in your garden, what part they play in your diet?
Herbs, all you see, like present today, like cereal grains or teas, right? And vegetables, many vegetables are so-called herbaceous species. Herbaceous, that is herbs. And among those herbs, traditionally mankind picked up and used for the main food, daily consumption, and leaving certain kinds of herbs as only occasional medicinal use, such as ginseng, etc. And those things you may use for occasional medicinal need, but you should not use every day. So suppose in ginseng, even in Oriental country, Oriental medicines, ginseng is recommended here and there, but that is only occasional. That means certain sickness. Among many Oriental people, that throughout the whole life, they don't take the ginseng. Is 99% of population don't take ginseng, and in the present day America, little bit too much emphasizing about herbs, which as some miraculous power, etc. Yes. And best way for medicine is without using special herbs, using only the daily diet food and establish our health and curing our sickness. That is always the best way. Those things we consider that the Oriental people also consider that is upper grade, highest grade of medicine. That is daily food and daily consumption of air and water, etc. And the middle grade is the adding those herbs. But herbs is considered, yes, some case good, but if we make mistake to use, then become harmful. And then third grade is so-called medicine, like various pharmaceutical medicine, which is the most of the case, the effective at the same time, very poisonous. All the time that comes. So That is the herbs. So better not, right, to use various herbs for daily consumption.
Maybe since we've been talking so much about food, and food is just one aspect of the whole existence, we could discuss what other kinds of techniques and methods we know about to keep ourselves in a healthy mind and body and spirit.
So we have to know what's wrong with us.
Maybe Shizuka would like to demonstrate that.
ちょっともう簡単でいいかな。マッサージもちょっとしてあげたら、何かこうデモンストレーション見せてあげたら。僕本当簡単にもう背水と首筋ぐらいでいいよ。Of course, you know, the other aspect is, right, food is main, okay? Not main, the food is one of important aspect of the life. Other aspect of life is like the studying or talking and enjoying or working or etc. And breathing air and reading or etc. Sleeping, so forth.
Exercise.
Yeah. Actually, so those things are enough to keep our health and our happiness. But the people who do not eat well, or people who do not do those things actively, then various stagnations or various disorder arise. Then there again like several other domains of various healing technique comes. Again, those healing techniques should be simpler the better, simple and practical, which everyone can practice. One of such things very popular in Oriental countries and in America would become very popular. That is the so-called massage. And this is not like massage, like Swedish massage, etc. In other words, more like the term of shiatsu may be the proper words. That is, go to the acupuncture meridian or go to the important points, so forth, which are stimulating more organs and functions. And Mrs. Yamamoto is expert on that field. So she'd like to show you.